Hey guys, it's Haley. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be doing something super exciting. We're going to be doing the Hamilton book tag in honor of Hamilton coming to Disney Plus today, July 3rd. If you didn't know that, now you know. I'm a huge Hamilton fan, have been for like almost 5 years now, which is crazy to think about, but I'm super excited to do this tag. I know I'm way late to it. This started like maybe 4 years ago, but in honor of Hamilton's release today, I wanted to do it, and I thought it would be fun. So let's get started. Okay, the first question or prompt is, the room where it happens, the room where it happens, the room where it happens. And for this one, it says book you would want to put yourself in. Now, this one's kind of obvious and a no-brainer, and I think everyone has picked this one, but I would have to go with Harry Potter. Not this book in particular, it's just the only one I own in hardcover, but I would want to put myself in the Harry Potter world. I would want to go to Hogwarts. I would want to do all those things. I tried to think of a more original response to this question, but it was really hard because we tend to like YA that is sort of like dystopian or very dangerous. Like, I was thinking about the Shadowhunter Chronicles, and it was like, I would want to be a Shadowhunter if I could be really good at fighting, but if I was just myself in the Shadowhunter world, I would want to curl up in a ball and hide. So it was hard to come up with an answer for this question that wasn't Harry Potter. And even in Harry Potter, I'm like, I wouldn't want to live in the time that Harry is at Hogwarts because it's just rife with danger the entire time. So Harry Potter, but like maybe a couple years after he's at Hogwarts and Voldemort's been defeated. Spoiler alert if you didn't know that. The next question is the Schuyler sisters, and that is an underrated female character. For this, I'm going to go with multiple characters, and that is all the characters in the Gallagher Girls series by Ali Carter. This is one of my favorite series of all time. It's middle grade, but it's in the vein of Rick Riordan's middle grade. It's so well done, so complex. The stakes are so high, at least after the first book. If you didn't know, it's about these girls who go to a school that's supposedly for geniuses, but is really a school for spies. And that's the basic premise of the series. And there's a lot of conflict and espionage and secrets and turmoil that happen, and it's just so good. And all the characters, it's an all-girls school, so all the female characters are absolutely fantastic. There's something I love about each one of them. They're so different, but they're so great in their own way. I would definitely recommend picking this up if you haven't already. It's such a good series, and it's so underrated. And everyone, Cammie, Bex, Macy, and Liz are four of my favorite female characters of all time. Next prompt is My Shot, and that is a character that goes after what they want and doesn't let anyone stop them. And for this one, I'm going to have to go with Jude Duarte from the Folk of the Air series. That is a girl who knows what she wants, knows how to get it, and will not let anything stand in her way. She still has morals, she still has things she cares about, she still has people she cares about, but she definitely wants power and is not afraid to go after it. And I love that about her. I think that it's a really unique trait in a YA heroine. She definitely is a Slytherin, and I really love that about her. She's just a fantastically well-developed character and so complex, and I really like that she's not one-dimensional and just wants to go after what she wants. She also has like motivations behind what she wants and people that she cares about, and yeah, I really love her. Next prompt is Stay Alive, and this is a character that you wish was still alive. Warn for spoilers. Okay, so I haven't quite figured out how to do the fancy thing where you put a book in the screen yet. I'm gonna figure it out, don't worry, but for now I don't. So I'm just gonna put my hand up for spoilers for the entire Shadowhunter Chronicles, and if you have not read them, wait until I put my hand, mute until I put my hand down, and then unmute, and you'll be able to watch again. So for this one, I have to go with Will Herondale, and I know this is kind of controversial because he lived a very full and happy life with his wife and his children, and everything in general just had a really much better ending than a lot of YA characters, but I wish that he was immortal like Tessa. I feel like we were robbed of happiness for Jem, Tessa, and Will all together. I shipped Wessa so hard that the idea of it ending, it broke my heart into a million pieces. Even naturally, even after a lifetime of happiness, I just feel like we deserved those three immortal forever, living their lives, being happy, kicking ass, just being awesome. And I'm I get emotional thinking about Will's death, so I can't talk about it too much, but definitely Will Herondale, even though it's controversial. Burn, the most heartbreaking ending to a relationship that you have ever read. So, again, I don't know how to put the book pictures into the video yet, so I'm just going to raise my hand and spoilers for Clockwork Princess, and if you have not read Clockwork Princess, just wait until I put my hand down and then unmute the video. So for this one, I have to go with Wessa again, because even though it was after a long and happy life, and it was surrounded by people he loved, it was devastating for me to read how Will died, and how he left Jem and Tessa behind, and how, just, I can't talk about it. It's too emotional, but that has to be the most heartbreaking end to a relationship I've ever read. It's probably, like, one of the only relationships that to end in YA that I read, because, like, the other series I read don't have epilogues where, like, the couple's life is sort of expanded upon. It just sort of ends with the main couple being endgame, and that's it. So yeah, definitely that one. Next up is You'll Be Back, and that is Sassiest Villain. And this one I'm going to go with the TV show, and I'm kind of going to steal it from Christine from Poland Bananas books, but I can't think of any really good sassy villains from books that I've read. I can only think of really great sassy villains from The Vampire Diaries. If anyone has watched that show, let me know. It's my absolute favorite of all time. The characters on that show are so sassy, especially the villains. You've got your Damon, you've got your Catherine, you've got your Klaus, you've got your Kai, you've got so many great, amazingly sassy, smart-ass villains, and I absolutely adore them. It makes it so hard to hate them because they're so funny, and you can't help but, like, they bring you joy even when they're doing terrible things. So yeah, I'm gonna go with The Vampire Diaries, and I don't know if they're like that in the books. I imagine maybe so, but if they're like that in the books, let me know. I haven't read The Vampire Diaries books, but yeah, I'm gonna go with The Vampire Diaries villains from the TV show for that. Next up is the Reynolds Pamphlet, and this is a book with a twist that you did not see coming. And for this one, I'm not going to go into any spoilers, but I'm going to have to go with The Wicked King. That book had a twist like every 5 pages, and I never saw any of them coming, and I eventually gave up and trying to predict what was going to happen and who I could trust. I just sort of was like, I'm just along for the ride. I'm just going to ride this roller coaster and see how it turns out, because otherwise I'm gonna drive myself crazy trying to predict who's gonna backstab who next. So, The Wicked King for that one. Next question is Non-Stop, a series that you marathon. That actually for me is The Mortal Instruments by Cassandra Clare. I read the first 5 when they were out. When that was all that was out. I think I was in 8th grade, and then I marathoned those 5, and then I marathoned The Infernal Devices, which is the wrong order to read them. You should not read them in that order. Read them in publication order. Don't do what I did. But I marathoned those books like in like a week and a half, and those books are pretty thick, so that says a lot, and I was like in school reading them. And that became one of my favorite series of all time, and I didn't want to like it because I remember reading the synopsis for City of Bones and thinking that it sounded so weird, and I didn't know the words they were using, and it didn't make sense to me. And then I remember I had a friend who absolutely loved them and insisted that I would love them too, and so I finally gave them a shot, and she was right, so thanks, Carrie. Next up is Satisfied, and that is your favorite book with multiple POVs. For this one, I gotta go with The Heroes of Olympus, specifically House of Hades. I remember when Mark of Athena came out and House of Hades was announced, and we were so scared that we weren't going to get Percy and Annabeth's point of view for this one. And then the cover came out, and they were on the cover, and we were all so relieved. I definitely think that this is one of my favorite books of all time, let alone my favorite books with multiple POVs. It was such a well-done story, so many throwbacks to the earlier series. Definitely House of Hades for this one. Last but not least is Who Lives, Who Dies, Who Tells Your Story, and that is a book or a series you think will be remembered throughout history. Now, I could go with Harry Potter for this one, but I feel like that's sort of a cop-out answer because everyone goes with Harry Potter and it's already sort of remembered, like over 20 years after it was first published. This one I'm actually going to go with Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I think this series is a masterpiece. I think it's a really incredibly well done work of fiction for all ages, and I think that it really will be remembered, especially with the Disney Plus series coming out. Hopefully that stays faithful to the books. I've never been so scared for anything in my life as I am for the Disney Plus series and the BBC series of The Infernal Devices. I really think Percy Jackson is going to be remembered as one of the best series of our generation. Its characters are so relatable, so well done. They have so much heart, and the way that it incorporates Greek mythology into the plot is just so fantastic. So I definitely have to go with this one. I'm actually, a controversial opinion, I might like this series more than Harry Potter, and I definitely like the author more than I like the author of Harry Potter. So definitely hope that this one is remembered for a long time. Right, that was it. That is the Hamilton book tag, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please leave a comment down below. It really helps. And if you don't mind liking and subscribing, that would be wonderful. I appreciate it so much. Don't forget to check out Hamilton on Disney Plus. Comes out today. If you haven't seen it yet, this is the perfect way to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching and for listening to me ramble. I really appreciate it. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.